praises to YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI. Number one, to the apostles, yeah, love, salutations to the brothers which preach and teach this truth in the four corners of the earth. Right? Barakatah Yahawah, Barakatah YAHAWASHI, Barakatah Yahawah, Barakatah YAHAWASHI, Barakatah Yahawah, Barakatah YAHAWASHI. Right? This is Trinity Camp in Judgmento here once again. Right? Isaiah 60 and 1. Arise, shine, for the light is come, and the glory of Yahweh is risen upon thee. It says, for behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people. But the Lord Yahweh shall arise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee. Right? So right now we're in the last days, right? And that gross darkness in the scripture is speaking about is ignorance. Because 2/3 of these people and these heathen are walking up and down these streets. They're in ignorance of what is to come. They're in ignorance of what time we are in. They're in ignorance that the Lord and Saviour YAHAWASHI is about to make his return. Right? But in Israel, you have brothers who are ignorant of the spirit of YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI. Right? They just know that they are Israelites according to whatever was broken down to them, but the spirit of the Lord is not broken with them. They are ignorant of the spirit. Right? It says what? For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people. But Yahweh shall arise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee. Right? That glory is being seen now through us, the Israelites. Right? Because throughout the years we have all different kind of doctrines and philosophies that men have been going by. Right? But none of them have been delivering them out of the state, have been delivering these people, the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel, out of the state that they are in. Right? The only doctrine of promise, right? The only doctrine of hope, the only doctrine of peace, the only doctrine of redemption, the only doctrine of recompense is the doctrine of the Israelites. Right? We preach that our Saviour YAHAWASHI is coming back. His name is not Christ. YAHAWASHI is his name. Right? And his Father, which is the Almighty power, is Yahweh. Right? We preach that their righteousness is going to be made law on the land. Right? We preach that the men that are on the four corners of the earth speaking this truth right now are the true prophets of the Lord. Alright? This is Isaiah 61 and 1. The spirit of YAHAWASHI is upon me, because the Lord had anointed me to preach good tidings unto the meek. He had sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim liberty to the captives, and to open the opening of the prison to them that are bound. Right? Yeah, boy. And that's the duty of the men of the Lord, right? To give you all that good tidings. Right? Because all these other churches, all these other Israelite factions that are about the place, their hope is null and void. Right? First to begin, they don't have the key. Because plenty of these other Israelite factions, they call on who? They call on Christ. That is not the key. That is not the rock. Our rock, the rock of our salvation is YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI. Right? Psalms 18 and 2. YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI is my rock and my fortress, right? My deliverer, my power, my strength, in whom I will trust, my buckler and the horn of my salvation, and my high tower. Right? That's who we believe in, YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI. Right? And many of these other Israelite groups, they believe in, they call on the word Christ. They call on that Christ, that other white meat. Right? There's a whole different deity, there's a whole different entity. The spiritual energy behind that deity was one that had us in slavery, that had us in captivity, that has us in captivity, that has us in bondage, that has us in ignorance. Right? But YAHAWASHI is what? It's freedom, it's peace, it's righteousness. Right? And He's our hope of salvation. Right? This is Psalms 18 and 46. YAHAWASHI liveth. Blessed be my rock, and let the power of my salvation be exalted. Right? For what? We have the IUIC and these other Israelite groups, they hating on us, GMS, because what? We exalt and proclaim the name of YAHAWASHI. Alright? Because we preach the doctrine of YAHAWASHI, because what we preach is the truth. We preach His doctrine. Scripture says, believe not a man who preach any other Christ. Right? That other Christ that they speak of is Jesus Christ. That white meat, that Saviour YAHAWASHI. Right? There's no hope in salvation with Him. Alright? This is continuing in Isaiah 61 verse 2. It said, to proclaim the acceptable year of Yahweh and the day of vengeance of our power, to comfort all that mourn. Right? It says to proclaim. What we doing in GMS? We proclaiming. Right? I mean, we're doing the works right now. This is I'm not being an advocate, but yet at the same time I am being an advocate for GMS, because we speaking the truth. We are the true prophets of the Lord. Right? Great millstone. Right? Yeah. So it might sound like an old broken record, but we have to do it, because what? We still have brothers, sincere brothers out there that's searching for this truth, right? And don't know and still can't decide. But guess what? Put things in perspective. Use the evidence that is plain to see. To proclaim the acceptable year of Yahweh and the day of vengeance of our power, to comfort and to mourn, and to comfort all that mourn. Right? Because the sincere brothers will be mourning concerning all that is going on the earth. That's why the scripture in Ezekiel 9 and 4 says, to those that sigh and cry for all abominations that be done thereof. Some of the abominations, what? Women ruling over men. Right? Or men being what? Homosexuals and faggots, transsexuals. All these different perverse and profane legislation being passed on the land. Right? The heathens, they being over us and setting up themselves to be rulers and kings. Right? All these different abominations that's done. We mourn, because there's no righteousness on the land, there's only wickedness. Alright? We have brothers killing brothers, we have plenty death going on. It was proclaimed through the Spirit that this year was the year of death, and we're seeing it. It was prophesied since last year, but we're seeing it. So who really has the spirit of prophecy? Has to be with the GMS, Great Millstone. Right? It says in 2 Corinthians chapter 2, 2 Corinthians chapter 6 verse 2, for He had said, I have heard thee in a time accepted, and in the day of salvation have I secured thee. Behold, now is the accepted time. Behold, now is the day of salvation. Right? We in that time. We in that time where that last trump is about to be blown. Right? That last trump is about to be blown. Right? We are on the 6th going on to the 7th, but we will be saved in the 6th, because just as they are about to do what? To pass the RFID chip on us, to enforce it, to make it mandatory to have it. Guess what? The Most High is going to send His Son YAHAWASHI to save us. Save us as the elect. Not all of Israel, but the elect. Right? The sincere brothers that were with YAHAWASHI from the beginning. Right? He said none of us are going to be lost. We're going to be saved. Alright? Right? So one of the things that we prophesy to also, one of the things that we proclaim and we prepare the church and the brothers, what we prepare them for is what? The day of the Lord. Right? Because many, according to Christian doctrine, right, the day of the Lord is going to be a nice day. It's going to be a pleasant day. But according to the scriptures, the day of the Lord is a day of vengeance. Right? A day of death, a day of gloom, a day of darkness, right? This is Isaiah 34:8. For the day of the Lord's vengeance and the year of recompense for the controversy of Zion. What is the controversy? The fact that Esau, they were supposed to be our whipping stick. They were supposed to have us in slavery, but then they were supposed to free us, right? But up to this day, they haven't done it. They have gone past. They have gone past the judgment set. We weren't originally supposed to drink of the cup, right? But that cup, we drank of it. That cup was slavery. But guess what? Esau still have us in slavery. They have us in a mental slavery. They have us in a mental bondage, right? They took away our history, our nationality, our heritage, right? Everything about us, they took it away from us and they reprogrammed us, right? And they made us feel lesser and they set themselves up to be greater. Right? But all that is a misconception and a deception. Right? So the Most High, this day is going to be a day of vengeance. Right? Good night. This is Amos chapter 5 verse 18. Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. To what end is it for you? Right? It said, yeah, Amos chapter 5 verse 18, Salakia. Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. To what end is it for you? The day of the Lord is darkness and not light. As if a man did flee from a lion and a bear met him, or went into the house and leaned his hand on the wall and the serpent bit him. Shall not the day of the Lord be darkness and not light, even very dark and no brightness? Right? It's going to be a dark day because of the day of vengeance, right? And these churches are not preparing you for that. These organizations that are set up on the planet are not preparing you for that. These are the Israelite groups, they are not preparing you for that. They are preparing you for what? These are the Israelite groups, they're preparing you for what? Continuity on in this wicked society, right? Continuity. When they talk about Black Wall Street on the Passover, when you talk about having businesses, setting up churches, setting up schools, you setting up continuity, you looking to stay here, right? But the hope of the men of the Lord is that we be delivered, that our Savior comes, right? Who the world called Jesus Christ, we know him as who? YAHAWASHI. We want him to come and to deliver us, right? And to give us what he had promised us, to be heirs with him, alright? Yeah, because also among the brotherhood we have plenty stubborn, we have many stubborn, disobedient and forward brothers, right? That originally came out from what? From that school called One West. And that's how we have these different Israelite factions. We have IUIC, HODC, GOCC and so on and so forth. But really and truly the Spirit of the Lord is working through what? The elders and the apostles at GMS. Right? So these brothers now, they are forward, they are disobedient, they are puffed up in their own mind, and they're doing their own thing. And these seductions and under which they are doing it, they're not gonna last. Right? They're not gonna last. This is Ephesians 6 and 5. Servants, be obedient to them that are your masters, according to the flesh, with fear and trembling, in singleness of your hearts, as unto Mashiach, not with eye service as men pleasers, but as servants of Mashiach, doing the will of power from the heart. Right? And what is the will of the Most High? The will of the Most High is to come out here and to proclaim, as I said in as I was reading in Isaiah 61. Come out here to proclaim. We first come, we learn, we get the understanding, we graduate. Right? When we graduate, you join a camp. Right? You hold signs. Right? Then you eventually do a sit down. The Spirit will come on you to speak, and you'll do a sit down, and then you'll come out on the street. Right? That might be simultaneous, it might be one before the other, but guess what? You have to. Our commandment was to what? Come out here on the street. Right? And anybody who's doing otherwise, they're doing adversely to what the commandment of the Lord is. Right? Verse 7, Ephesians 6 and 7. With goodwill, doing service as to the Lord, and not to men. Right? So when we do good unto each other, right? When we please, when we reverence a brother, an elder, right? Guess what? We're doing it unto the Lord. YAHAWASHI said that to the disciples when he was on the earth. He said what? You fed me, you clothed me. They said, when did I do that? They said, when you do it unto each other, you do it unto me. That's what we have to understand, that we, each and every one of us on the highways and byways, we are prophets of the Lord. We are the prophets of YAHAWASHI, proclaiming his name. Right? That's the deeper spiritual meaning behind it. And his spirit is upon us to do that. To give us that driving force, to fear not,